I have two positions open. 0.02 is the lot size for both of the positions that I have open. I still had to go through that period while I was learning how to trade. I was learning my strategy and all of that, but then I didn't really have the time to learn myself as a trader, because that's very important. That's how you develop this psychology and going to start seeing profits once you understand the system. But unless you understand yourself, you won't be able to keep those profits. Welcome back to another video, and it's currently Thursday, so I'm doing two videos within that 1 week. I was supposed to cut it off yesterday, but yesterday's trade only completed like late in the afternoon, so I didn't get a chance to open back up the camera. But we're in a trade right now. As you can see there on the chart, we're in a trade right now, only risking 0.5%. I have two positions open. 0.02 is the lot size for both of the positions that I have open. And yeah, I'm not checking the trade section of MT5, so you won't be able to see that for right now. But it's risking about $50 in total each, so it's $23 risk for like the bottom one and like $26 for the top. So in total, that's $49, but accounting for spread, it'll be a little bit about like $52, $51 in total if it's a loss. And this is how it's looking right now. So I sent this out to the community as well, and earlier this morning I marked up the chart. I was watching, first of all, let's go out on the hourly so I can just give you a clearer picture of what I was looking at. I know that we broke above this hourly supply zone that I had marked out yesterday, and we closed above it, yeah. But I also pulled out the Fibonacci retracement tool, and 50% was aligning with the VWAP as well. Shout out to Anthony for showing me about the VWAP, but the 50% on the Fibonacci retracement was aligning with that. I'm overall bullish, so I wanted to see some type of retracement for us to be able to push higher. But on the lower time frames, we kind of already had that retracement. We just didn't have any lows to be taken on the hourly as yet. So I believe this low right here, I mean, this is also a low that was farmed today, but we didn't have any that was farmed yesterday. Let me just zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, so price did take this low right here, but we didn't take any lows on the hourly from yesterday. But zooming into the 15-minute, however, you'll notice that this price action actually broke this low. It slightly broke it, but it broke it nevertheless. And then I noticed the impulsive price action away from this point. And on the 5-minute as well, we have a lot of fair value gaps to support price for a move to the upside. So in addition to that, while I was talking to you, I also have one full close above this point right here, which was the high that was farmed before that 15-minute low from yesterday was broken. So that all aligns with the strategy. If we have another candle that closes above here, then that's fine. It's okay if we have another retracement or anything, but as long as we could have two full closes above here before breaking any recent lows, then everything is aligning. And then I'll be holding this trade up until a 15-minute target, which is a previous high, and also a mental point at, instead of 28,000, it's 19,999. So it's directly, it's not above the high, but it's directly, below the high. So if it decides to give us a double top, then we'll still be out of the trade, and that would be a slightly over 1-to-1 trade. I'm risking 50, so I should be able to at least recover $60. bringing the account back to break even with a little bit of profit. So yeah. Let's see how this one plays out. It looks like it would be a short trade, to be honest. It doesn't look like it's that far away, 100 pips. So I possibly could leave the camera running and yeah, come back and give you guys a little update. No reason to break down. I already gave you the breakdown. So it's just about allowing price to do what it has to do. My work is done. Next time you see me, it's to do the other part of my job. But for right now, yeah. Well, you've seen the trade, so you know what happened. I held this trade for the full TP. I closed it manually. So I closed with a little bit over $50 profit, or is it like $50, but with spread it could come up to like $49, even though I wanted to close it at 51. Something I didn't mention earlier, and like it totally slipped my mind, but I entered two positions before entering this buy trade, and it was kind of to test the water. It was both buy and sell at different times, so I lost $36 in total from them. This is the trade itself, the trade history for today. So I probably should put a screenshot, but you guys can see it. So I lost the first two trades, and then I got the final position, which was the buy, to go all the way to take profit, and I closed it manually for $51. I think it came up to like $49, $49.99, but it came up to a little bit less. In total, I made $15 today. So I was down 20 something dollars earlier this morning, and I'm done for the day. I'm literally accepting that $15 and done for the day on a 10K account. I'm still slightly negative. Really don't want to show you all the balance. Really don't want to show you the balance, because not for you, but for me mentally, it's an extra bit of pressure when everybody knows what your balance is. You just, know what my P&L for the week is, what my monthly and quarterly P&L. You can see all the trades that I take, and you see all the history and everything, but just to see it day by day and hold me accountable for where it is today compared to where it was yesterday. Just know that I'm trading, know that I'm winning, know that I am losing, but know that I am going to be profitable at the end of the sample size. Well, I hope I am. Anywho, so this is a pretty short video, but I'm not gonna end it here. I'm gonna obviously keep the camera rolling for tomorrow's trade, but I really just wanted to touch on one thing before we, continue today and potentially open back up the camera tomorrow when I find another trade. But a lot of persons, and this is specifically for the Guyanese that have been inquiring or, messaging or reaching out to me. But a lot of persons have been asking questions about specific things, like they intend on leaving the job and becoming a trader based off of what they see and I doing, and I don't even understand how you get an impression from me, but that's not what I'm trying to portray. I am not rich yet. I'm gonna put that in there. But yeah, the reality of the situation is I survive from trading, I have another source of income. I have a few other sources of income. Small, but they add up, And trading is what I'm doing full time. Trading is what I want to use to scale up everything else that I'm doing, which is possible, but I'm not driving a Lambo. To be honest, I ain't even driving. So, put certain things into retrospect. I've had at least 3 persons message me directly and was like, look, if I take this amount and I just deposit it into my trading account, can I quit my job today, or can I quit my job next week, or can I quit my job next month? Or when I doing trading full time, bro, I've been working before too, bro. I've been working at a job. I got a phobia against jobs. I work my backside off at 3 different places. Seriously, work at 3 different places, and it's just 2 years, a year and something, and then the most previous place of employment was a couple of months, and I didn't like any. The last one, I really of all of them, that was my favorite, but still, I just don't like working. I don't like 9 to 5. I like working. I love working for myself. I love doing work. I like waking up early, going to bed, just being productive. But to clock in for somebody else mentally, it's a lot, right? I ain't able to explain what's going on with it, but it's a lot. And I still had to do it. I still had to go through that period while I was learning how to trade. I was learning my strategy and all of that. But then I didn't really have the time to learn myself as a trader, because that's very important. That's how you develop the psychology and everything else. And I had a problem following rules, or basically doing the things that need to be done. I would always push it off. I would always say, I don't need to do that. I could, remember, or just skip the part here because, I'm more smart. But the reality of the situation is, it's not a dumb person make them, systems. It's literally pure geniuses gonna make them things. So for you say you could skip it out, be like, okay, yeah, you are smart, but it's not the lower city bunch saying these things, bro. It's people who are multi-millionaires who have been trading for how much ever years, and they're telling you to journal. They're telling you to backtest. They're telling you to reduce your lot size. They're telling you to do all these different things. And that, to be honest, you can overlook it when you now get into trading, but that's the foundation of it. And if you overlook that, you're going to end up wasting a lot of time while you're working, while you're trying to learn your strategy, and you're not learning yourself. But when I had a 9 to 5, I didn't have the time to learn about myself. So after becoming profitable and I was able to, save up a couple months to a little bit over a year of what my job was paying me at the time, then I felt comfortable enough to leave and focus on now learning myself. That was a different journey by itself, but I wouldn't get to that point if I didn't do the strategy, if I didn't had the job to pay me the money to invest and learn, because you're not going to learn as much on demo as you're going to learn on live. That was a tongue twister for me there. So having skin in the game will always be better. So you need that job, you need something to keep, your mind at ease, your emotions at bay and everything, and allowing yourself to reduce the lot size so you have money coming in and it's still not enough that you're trading with to, get you emotional, get you in fear or in greed. Just allow the trade to get from point A to point B. But I had to go through that period. And now that I am here where I can focus on myself, a lot of persons would be seeing that as me just, okay, work for a couple of months or whatever the case is, and now start learning about trading and decide to, quit your job and focus on learning about trading. No, learn about trading, work and learn until you understand what it is that you have to do, what it is you're looking for, until you understand your system that you developed, or even if you got a system from somebody else, you will have to tweak it so that it works for you. Trading is more than just a system, it's more than just, numbers on a screen. It's emotional. It's an emotional game, it's a mental game. So you need to learn you and how this strategy, affects you as a person. Then you will be able to work and learn, because learning about trading is not hard. It's the concepts, the definition of terms. You can search everything down and break it down to the, to the most basic form if you wanted to, right? Like literally, if somebody said a word resistance, pause that video, open up another YouTube tab. What is the definition of resistance in trading? And you break it down bit by bit if you don't understand a single thing, and you will learn everything, right? So the learning the system or learning how to trade is not difficult. But once you got that part and you're trading and you're going to start seeing some profits, you're going to start seeing profits once you understand the system. But unless you understand yourself, you won't be able to keep those profits. And I had to understand that firsthand. I started trading. I was profitable about 2 years and something into it, almost 3 years. And I built a cushion that was enough to allow me to take a break from work or to not work and focus on learning myself. Now, granted, at that time, I was not focusing on learning myself. I was focusing on just making money because I thought I understood the system, so there's nothing else for me to understand. Later on in my journey, I realized that yes, there is more, and the more is me. I need to understand me, how my trades affect me, how the results of my trades affect me, and how losing and how winning affects me. I didn't truly understand that. I was just in a prolonged winning streak, but I was still doing the right thing. I just didn't go through a losing streak to then know what to do when I'm doing the wrong thing. Regardless, I still identified the issue, and now we're here where I am still in the process of learning about myself, but I know more about me now than I did then. So I'm not making the same mistakes, and you won't either. As long as you just try to approach trading the right way. Don't think that trading is going to make you quit your job. It can, but only if you learn the system while in your job. If you do not have a job and you're trying to learn the system, you're going to be too focused on making the money. It honestly doesn't work. It's a psychological thing, bro. It's not me saying it. It's not the person I hear it from saying it. It's people who actually study psychology saying it. You don't have, you're gonna focus on what you don't have, right? So if you have a job and you're getting the money, only then will you be able to see the same things that you've been watching countless videos on before. Now it will start to click like, oh, now I understand that there, because you're not thinking about how you can use this to make money. You only focus on this. You're focused on the system. You're focused on learning the things that are all necessary to make the money. And then once you're still making money outside of trading and you're learning the actual system, then you actually start making money from trading. And you can put aside the money you're making from trading to leave your job, because you still have money coming in from your job. You save up. If that is your desire, you want to be away, you want to be self-employed, you want to be a full-time trader or whatever entrepreneur or business owner, you will still need a cushion. But you will not get that cushion solely trying to get it from Forex. You need to learn. You need to grow. You need to fail and learn from your failure. Once you understand your system and you understand yourself, you understand Forex. But yeah, I just wanted to clear that up. I ain't a millionaire, bro. So stop thinking that I making like 1,000 US a month. Bro, when last year I even see a withdraw? You know, sometimes it be a little $50 I could get a week. You know, sometimes I could get $100 a week, and that is float. I mean, to be honest, $100 a week is minimum wage in the country, in my country. So making it from a phone ain't bad, and I also have other sources of income. So it is add up, okay. But if you have more money, trading could be, instead of $50 a week, it could be $500 a week. You know, that's why we use prop firms to have more capital to trade with. And my results won't necessarily dictate your results. Even if you're learning from me or you're learning from somebody else, their results doesn't dictate your result. So just take it with a grain of salt. You know, I could make $10 with $100 and be cool with it, while somebody else gonna want $50 with $100, and their strategy will reflect that, their trading will reflect that, their results will reflect that, all of that. You know, so yeah, catch you out tomorrow.